We're going to go ahead and look at what happens when you need to do synthetic division when you have a number in front of your variable. Normally, I have said that you need to have it as x plus a number or x minus a number, or whatever variable you have. But what do you do when there's a number in front? Well, in that situation, we got to get this to be a 2. Well, if I got to divide this by 2, I got to divide this by 2 and then divide all this by 2. So divide everything by 2, and we would get this. Dividing everything by 2, some of this simplifies. 4 over 2, the 2 over 2, 4 over 2, and then this simplifies right here. So now we have it in the proper form of our variable plus or minus a number. Now we can actually go ahead and use synthetic division. Remember, we've got to take the opposite of this and plug it in here. And then we got to take our numbers, our coefficients from here and put them in. We have a 2. Oh, we're missing the cube, so you got to put in a 0 as a placeholder, our negative 5 halves, our 1, and our 2. And then once again, we just multiply and add. Add down. Half times 2 gives us this right here, 1. Add down. Half times 1 gives us this here. Negative 2.5 plus a half is negative 2. Negative 2 times a half is a negative 1. Add down, we get 0. Multiply here, we get 0. Add down, 2 plus 0 is 2. So we have our remainder that we put over our divisor, which once again was this right here. And then this is our normal number, which would be 0, plus this was what goes in front of our y to the first. And this is our y squared. And then this is our y cubed. Now we have a problem here because we have a fraction of 1/2 within the part of a fraction. So all we're going to do is multiply by a special form of 1. Look at the bottom of our fraction, that's a 2. So we're going to multiply by 2 over 2. 2 over 2 is multiplying by 1. Multiply the top by 2. Multiply the bottom by 2. Y times 2. Y times a half. And that's what we originally were dividing by. And then we'd still bring down the rest of this. So this is what we would get. So let's go ahead and try that once again. New problem. So the first thing we have to do is get rid of the number in front of what we're dividing by. So that's a 1. So divide everything here by 2. Simplify if you can. If needed, pause the video. Take the opposite of what's after a y, put it here. Take this and put it in for our numbers. Remember, you're missing a cubed here, so you got to have a 0 as a placeholder. And then all you're going to do is add down, multiply. 8 times a half is negative 4. Add, multiply, that's 4. Add, no, sorry, half times 4 is 2. Add down, we get 0. 0 times a half is 0. Add down, we get 1. We get 1 times negative a half. So you have 4 plus a negative a half, which is 3.5, or 7 over 2 if you write it as an improper fraction. Then we need to go ahead and write what we have. We have our remainder of a 7 over 2 over what we were dividing by, which is your y plus 1/2. And then this is your normal number. Number in front of your y to the first, number in front of your y squared, and your number in front of your y cubed. Now, once again, down here, we have a fraction within a fraction. We actually have 2 fractions within a fraction. Denominators are 2, so multiply the top by 2 and the bottom by 2, which is multiplying by 1. 7 divided by 2 times 2 is 7. Take the 2 times the y, 2 times the half. Then we can just take this, bring it down, and we have our answer.